The next thing I want to discuss during the Talk Cars segment today is the Lexus LX, which happens to be the sponsor of the Talk Cars segment.
I already hear that Lexus Racing was about a year ago the sponsor of the podcast.
Well, yeah, we're not actually sponsored by Lexus, I don't think. To my knowledge, I don't pay attention to a lot of that stuff. But
except for what he does at read, of course.
Okay.
He pays close attention.
a year ago, I bought a Sequoia. In the last year, I've been talking about how I'm off cars. I now have behind me the new Lexus LX Overtrail. They sent it to me for the week, I think just to screw with me.
Yeah,
and
not
now,
because it's a new model or anything.
Well, there was that component of it, I suppose. Now I want one desperately. I now wonder if I made a mistake with the Sequoia. I've been pricing the difference between the two. It's pretty significant, actually. It has everything that the Sequoia lacks.
Style,
Why can't
class.
you just admit you're always on cars?
No,
you're never off cars. You say you're off cars, but that you just lie. It's like the Italian government general. Like, you just lie.
No. Look. Here's the deal.
True.
I'm not on cars. However, I drive around in the Overtrail LX, and I think to myself, I really wish I had this vehicle. And I'll tell you, how
much better can it be?
It solves every problem I have with the Sequoia.
Except the fact that it's 8 inches shorter,
That is one of the biggest problems that it solves. The Sequoia is simply too big.
Remember when you had the Sequoia? We spent a long time in front of your house moving the seats around to figure out, could it fit 6 people and a stroller? And the answer was barely.
But it does. And that's hard, actually. Not a lot of cars can do
8
that.
inches? Remove that.
It was actually 6 people in 2 strollers, and it was able to do that.
But remove 8 inches and you can't.
Yeah, but the problem with the Sequoia is with those extra 8 inches, I actually don't take it anywhere because it is simply too large. It is too large to drive around. So that would be one problem it solves.
Yeah.
It's also always in 4-wheel drive. I hate that the Sequoia is in 2-wheel drive until you put it in 4-wheel drive because it's like, how much is it raining that I should put it in 4-wheel? Is this enough? That's stupid. There's no other SUV like that.
I agree.
There is no other SUV like that.
That explanation for why it matters to you is also insane.
I hate the gauge cluster situation in the Sequoia. It's not configurable enough. It doesn't show me music. They don't even have music on there. I hate...
music in the car.
He has to get a bowl and put his phone in it, and that's how he listens to music.
The ride quality is so much better in this, even though it's still BOF. That's body on frame. It's an industry term. No, it's still body on frame. That is the nicest riding body on frame vehicle I've ever driven. It's still about 20 times worse than an X7, but it's the nicest riding body on frame vehicle I've ever driven.
Which your car is not.
That's another thing. It's liftable with air suspension, which my Sequoia is not. So I could get even extra ground clearance out of it. It has triple lockers, which the Sequoia does not. It has front, rear, and center lockers, the Overtrail only.
And crucially, it has how much extra horsepower?
20 extra horsepower on the same torque. The powertrain is identical for all intents.
So
now,
why don't you just buy one?
Because it's 50 grand more. That's a lot of money. Okay. And second,
the Sequoia TRD Pro isn't a cheap vehicle.
Well, it was 83 grand, and I felt that was too much.
This is 50 grand more?
This is 116, and my Sequoia is not worth 83 anymore. It's worth 73 probably. So it'd be a 50 grand
All right, I mean,
swap
it's
scheme.
math, but okay.
Well, that's how it works.
Wow.
It's a 50 grand swap scheme. Now, they offer it in this color called Desert, and I know what you're thinking. No, it's Earth. I'm sorry.
That bet almost worked.
Did I make a mistake here? This didn't exist when I bought my Sequoia. I want this car.
For the record, the LX 600, which is the same except for the hybrid, did exist. And
it did, but it was too expensive.
And then I was so worried when the GX 550 came out and you had a press car that you would because that was like a month after you bought the Sequoia. I was so worried about that. I didn't think I had to be worried a year later about an LX 700H.
I mean, fair. You go through this stage all the time. Whether it's this car or you'll
the off-road GLS,
which was literally a month ago. You really wanted an off-road GLS.
There was only one day of that though. And you know what the difference with that was? We found out the off-road package on the GLS doesn't have what I need. And the moment I realized that, I never thought about it.
How deep did you go before you realized?
Deeper than I wish, but it's a whole thing with Mercedes-Benz.
But is the Sequoia not just do enough? Why can't you just be satisfied with that?
The Sequoia,
I understand it's
Sequoia
ponderous, but
looks stupid.
Yeah, it does. But
to be fair,
it's too late.
Have you seen the F-Sport LX 700?
Yes, it is.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about this. The thing that may kill the LX, though, the thing that may kill the LX is the self-driving. So the Sequoia... I'm going to frame, how do I frame this in a way that's consumer friendly? Okay. The Sequoia self-driving allows you to not necessarily be looking forward. I always do, of course.
It is less restrictive in what it allows the driver.
On a closed circuit with a professional driver, he's not looking for it. Well,
So for example, the Sequoia has the greatest self-driving tech in the whole industry, and the reason for that is because you only need to rest skin on the steering wheel, and if you're doing that, it will drive for you. You don't have to be looking forward. forward. This car, I think you have to be looking forward.
If you're wearing sunglasses, if you have highly reflective sunglasses, it's helpful.
Just so disturbed by the phrase "rest skin." Is that an industry term?
Because in theory it has to be a hand, but
what if you have gloves on?
Well, that would be fine too. I think it's capacitive, so capacitive gloves would work. But anyway, the LX I think requires you to be looking forward.
I bet it does.
And I think this is a rational thing to say. If I want self-driving, I don't want to also have to be looking forward.
It is.
The whole
we're in a
point
weird
of
period
self-driving.
Of time. I agree. We're in a weird period of time.
So you drive in that thing selfly, and then it says look forward, and it's like, aren't you driving? Like that would be like asking your passenger to be, hey man, no, you can't change the way. You got to keep looking. You got to keep looking ahead. And your passenger's like, well, but aren't you driving?
That's a fair point.
We're
in a weird period of time where there's claims about the efficacy of self-driving, but the systems aren't there yet, and the legislation certainly isn't there yet. So you're required to be monitored. And the Sequoia's just before that.
The Sequoia's just before it all. So the Sequoia's got the perfect self-driving system, and the LX, I don't know yet. I haven't tested it yet, but I'm going to test it right after this.
You're not going to do this.
Because it's too much money.
It's just,
and I'm off cars.
50 grand is a big
cars.
I'm off cars. I'm off cars. I'm not doing
this is all
anymore. It's every time.
Wild.
And if it's not this, it says, oh, do I need the Ford GT? Yeah, absolutely need the Ford GT. Yeah, do I need the Courage GT anymore? Absolutely, greatest car ever made.
Well, those are the greatest. I have no interest in changing out those cars.
Except for like
he says this, and then once a month he says this, then he drives whatever it is, and he thinks it's the greatest car ever made.
Greatest car ever made.
He's going to drive the Sequoia for the first time in like 5 months soon, and then he'll love it again.
Well, I would, but it's too big. Today's show is brought to you by True Classic. Spring is here, and here in Southern California, that can mean extremely varied weather. It's hard to find the right wardrobe for this transitional time of the year, and that's why I'm happy I found True Classic. They have a full wardrobe collection with premium clothes at affordable prices. The shirts really are the perfect fit, snug in the arms and chest with the right amount of room in the midsection. I hate going to the store and buying clothes, and I kind of refuse to do so. So I go to trueclassic.com and I build the perfect outfit in 5 minutes or less. No checkout lines, tight mall parking lots, or bad in-store music. You can mix and match the clothing you need for your lifestyle. With free shipping and a 100% perfect fit guarantee, True Classic has made getting a complete wardrobe a simple and enjoyable experience. Whether you're bundling up for the cold or getting ready for the spring, level up your style with clothes that actually fit just right. Just go to my exclusive link at trueclassic.com/cars to save. That's trueclassic.com/cars. Shop now and elevate your wardrobe today.